Peace and blessings, YouTube family. Greetings to everyone. Welcome to another edition from the Doctor's Corner. Certainly hope you're having a fantastic day today. Today is Thursday, October the 16th, I want to say. This month is moving swiftly. We are getting so ever close to November the 5th. We all know what that day is. Prayerfully, we will have a country afterwards. Hey, listen, wanted to touch base with you. I didn't even know on yesterday. I was actually looking for something else, and then something popped across my screen, across my feed, I should say, in terms of my horoscope. And it was for yesterday. And it said, and I don't know if many of you get into that kind of stuff. I really don't, truthfully. I mean, it's not like I'm anti or whatever, but I'm not one of those people who go through and read horoscopes and, base my whole day, life, or whatever off anything like that. So, sometimes I think it's interesting. You read some of the stuff and it's just interesting. But I noticed that my horoscope yesterday said, embrace self-care. And that jumped out at me, right? So as we have been talking about consistently, self-care. I'm telling you, I know, I just feel that this is a complete God tap in terms of God's direct message to me. And I think to maybe some of you, maybe many of you, as it relates to self-care, because that is something, as I've totally admitted to you and confessed to each of you, that is something that I have not done well at any point in my life. I've done better, I would say, over the last 10 years, but still, in terms of being anything that is on par with where it needs to be, I'm nowhere near there, right? So as we talk about self-care, one of the thoughts that came to my mind today in terms of, hey, what's your limit? What's your threshold for BS, right? Where do you reach that level? You kind of put yourself in the mindset of if you're putting water in a pot, right? You put that water in a pot and you put the top on it, and it starts to boiling, and the steam and all of that sort of a thing begins to start, rising, and eventually it does what, right? It'll just run over, right? And so now it's running all over in the oven and that sort of a thing. What's your level? What is your boiling point? What is your level to where you say, okay, I'm not tolerating that anymore. I'm not dealing with that anymore. And you put an end to it, right? I asked that question because as we talk about self-care, our mental health, right? Our peace, our inner peace is an intricate part of that self-care. And so are you one of those people who you care more? Are you more concerned about what people think about you? Are you more concerned about what people think in terms of, you're concerned, do they see you as this nice vanilla person where you just, they can say whatever they want to say to you, they can do whatever they want to do to you, and you're just vanilla, right? You're just, everything is okay, but inside you're boiling, right? Inside you're about to explode inside, but because you're more concerned with the perception, right, of what people have of you, you don't speak your truth. You don't say, hey, listen, I don't like that. I don't like you, don't call me that. Don't reference to me that way. Don't if you're a woman and in our culture, something that I absolutely hate is when people reference women as guys, right? You walk into a room and let's say you're doing a conference or you're doing a speech or whatever, you're walking into a room that's full of women, right? I mean, no guys in the room, and the speaker gets up, and I've seen this happen. I've seen this happen across the board. I've seen it didn't matter the gender of the speaker. It didn't matter if the gender of the speaker was a woman or was a male. And they walk in and immediately they address this full room, stacked out room of women with, "Hey guys, how you doing?" Now a lot of people say, "Well, that's just a figure of speech." Well, I don't like that, right? I don't like that figure of speech because, I just, for me, that's not my thing, right? And so it's the same way with, somebody will call a grown man a baby. Hey, you're the baby. If they reference somebody who's the youngest of their siblings or whatever, well, you're the baby. You're talking a grown 60-year-old, 65-year-old, 50-year-old, whatever, baby. Hey, that guy's not a baby, okay? And so I'm just giving you just a little tidbit of some things that for me, wordplay, that I don't tolerate it. I won't allow it. There are a lot of things that you cannot say to me. There are a lot of things you can't reference me as. And so that's part of my peace. That's part of my preserving my inner peace. And so I'm just curious, what's yours? What's your pet peeve, if they would say, as some would say? What is that level to where you like, no, this is, hey, listen, this is how things have to be with me. This is how I do things. If you're in an office setting, right? If you're gonna work with me, these are the set of standards that you have to abide by. If you don't like those set of standards, that's fine. Find somebody else to work with, right? So what's your boiling limit? What is your limit that you just you can absorb it, you can digest it, maybe not digest it, maybe swallow it, and just deal with it. And then it gets to that point to where you're like, absolutely not. And then you put your foot down. And then the other question is that, how often do you continue to do that before you begin practicing preventive measures to prevent it from the front end, right? Where you, I have one of my best friends who says, you have to teach people how you want to be treated. I believe in that. I think that's phenomenal, right? Because people don't know, right? And then people can, especially depending upon the setting, people can begin to pigeonhole you in one different way, an area, whatever, and think, let's say you're at church, right? Well, he's at church, he's a deacon, and so, I can go over the line and over the limit a little bit because we're at church and he's a deacon or whatever, right? So are you that kind of person that you just allow this stuff to continue, and then, it's just a bad day that happens where it all erupts, and then now you put everybody on point? Or do you practice consistent self-care with letting people know in one way or the other, you let them know up front in terms of what your tolerations are? I'm curious to know. Please, hey, listen, if you would, share your thoughts, share your comments, hit that thumbs up if you would, please. Let's grow this community. Let's get to a point where we can get everybody involved, and prayerfully come November the 5th, we'll have a country where we really can continue to move it forward. But hey, hit that that subscribe button as well. Hit the notification bell. And hey, I look forward to speaking to you again. Until then, have a wonderful day. Have a fantastic day. Peace. Take care and be well.